Well, my friends, it's day 3, and this lifestyle is so much fun and enjoying just a slower pace of living. We are going to the grocery store. We do go there once a week. Sometimes we go twice if it's something special we need to pick up, but mostly once a week. I am looking to see what can I buy that's healthier and just more of the slow pace of living. What does that mean? Well, I am getting some of my ham loaf that we love to make, and I'll be making some meals with them. I'm going to be making some TV dinners. But instead of I don't know, junk food and things like that, what can we find that is more fulfilling? What can we find that we can nourish our bodies with it? If we're going to talk about nourishing our mind and our soul and our spirit and slow living, we should nourish our bodies too, I guess you should say. So we are looking at healthy foods like sweet potatoes at $2.49 a bag. I know people like when I quote prices. I will try to have the prices in the video so you can see them as I get the items. We like to look at all the fresh food because the garden is not producing anything yet, and my fingers are crossed that we will have a great garden year. Everything so far is looking perfect. So we're going to pick out a few items here just to help with all of the canned food that I have. And we got really good deals on the reduced produce, and that would be the bananas. So I will be freezing some and drying some. And I just like to look over everything and see if there's anything that catches my eye. So the plain lifestyle would be more like plain food. It's just meat and potatoes and vegetables. And of course, breads. We don't eat a lot of desserts here, but I did see this. Do you spot the bargain? 99 cents for those peppers. That was a good deal. Back home I go, and I'm working in my outdoor pantry, and that is just getting everything organized. Getting the sweet potatoes that I bought and put them in the crock where they belong. So as you can see, I do have a lot of home canned food. When I go to the grocery store once a week, I tend to go looking for fresh food to supplement what I already have. We are really using our storehouse and all of the extra food that we have, but it will take quite a while. I am not canning near as much this year and next year, but I still have plenty of food and still will be canning. In fact, in this video, later on, the next day, you will see me canning celery. I absolutely love canned celery, and we use it up. So I didn't have any left, and I like to use it. But that's for later in the video. A lot of you love watching me as I organize my pantry. This is what would be considered an Amish pantry. And the reason why is it's home canned food. So it's not like a prepper's pantry where they would buy cases and cases of store-bought tin cans and things like that. With the herbs that are hanging on the rafters, all of this makes it an Amish pantry. Because in the Amish homes, this is what their pantries look like. They don't have cases and cases of store-bought macaroni and cheese or store-bought things like that. So here's just a little peek at what it looks like. So I bought a few packages of celery, and the very next day I decided to can it. It's so simple and easy to can if you have a pressure canner. All I did was I cut the celery, and I also used the greens with the celery into bite-sized pieces. I put that raw into a pint jar, and then we're going to fill the jar with hot water. And then we are going to pressure can it for 35 minutes. Now, you don't want to go with a bigger jar than a pint jar, but I did use pint jars. Some people like to use smaller jars. I wouldn't recommend you use quart jars. This is pressure canning because it is low acid food. Now, this here is not USDA approved. It was back in the 1950s and the 60s and even in the 70s, but you know how that goes. But I need to give that little disclaimer that for some reason it's not approved anymore, but I still do it. I guess you could say I'm somewhat of a rebel canner, but all of my old cookbooks, they recommend canning celery. And what do I use it for? I'm glad you asked. I love it in chicken corn noodle soup. We eat it in soup. We eat it in stews. We use it in casseroles. It's absolutely amazing. It's not very soggy, and it's very delicious. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll finish the chores for today. What I like to do is if something I can't use in my house, I go ahead and I take it outside. The bunny rabbit that you see, the ears kept breaking off. So finally I just decided to hot glue it and put it outside. It's much better out here And I love this little Peter Rabbit area that I made. Taking things that I have and finding new uses for things, creating new projects with the things I already have. And this is what the garden looks like. Everything is growing really nice, and my Peter Rabbit old-fashioned garden is coming into life. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow.